Hey, what's up everybody? Darth Ponte here. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Monster Venom Build-A-Figure standalone release. I was really excited when this figure came out, and I'm very happy with it. This is probably one of my favorite Build-A-Figures so far, and I'm really excited that Hasbro is starting to release the Build-A-Figures on their own, completely assembled. I always thought the Build-A-Figure concept was cool and fun, but at the same time kind of annoying because they never release a wave that is completely full of figures that I want. So I never end up actually getting an entire Build-A-Figure. So this is a great new way to do that, and I'm very excited and looking forward to some more figures that they come out with. What's interesting about this figure is that it's a repaint, actually. It's not just like leftover pieces that they reassembled. They tweaked the paint job, and I think it turned out actually a lot better than the original. So if you take a look here, his paint is actually kind of a mix of blues and blacks. It's kind of inconsistent, actually, when you look at it. Like, the torso is a pretty hard black. Then the arm is a little more multicolored. You got bits of blue there and going into black. And I have the head from the original Build-A-Figure. I got it with my Carnage figure. And if you look at him, he's like a lot more purple, actually, than the more blue release. And it's hard to say which I would have preferred. I've never seen the purple in its entirety, but I'm pretty happy with this guy. I like the blue. I think his paint job is really cool, and it's really complex. It's not just straight black like the smaller Venom figure, which I also have, and we'll probably do a review of later. But yeah, I think this is it's a really good figure. Great design. He's super bulky, and despite that, his articulation is still decent. So let's take a look at him here. Let me straighten out his stubby legs. So his head is a little forward and kind of almost a hunched position, just because he's so tall, I guess. You know, he's more often going to look down than up. But his head, deceivingly, has a pretty good range of motion. He can go all the way up pretty much, and then come like all the way down. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Love his tendrils that he's got just sticking out. That's pretty fun. His arm's got some good range of motion. Shoulder goes all the way up like that. And then he's got some good rotation. He's got good bicep swivel. His arm will close to a 90-degree angle. And his wrist has some okay articulation. It's a big hand, and the wrist bit comes out a lot like that, so you're not going to get too much range of motion with the wrist. But I mean, you know, with the bulkier figures, you would expect a little less articulation, so considering how bulky he is, I think his articulation is still really good in that respect. I think he does everything I want him to do, and I wouldn't expect anything else. He's got two different hands. This one I think might have slightly better articulation, just maybe the way the hand is oriented or just the way the fingers look. Yeah, this one's a little more closed, so they don't look like they go out as much, whereas this one, it's much more noticeable just because the fingers are flared out. So here's his ab crunch. He's got some really good ab crunch, if you can hear that. He's got 2 levels of ab crunch, whereas most other figures I've reviewed so far only seem to have 1. So considering the bulk of this guy and how I was saying that his articulation shouldn't be expected to be as good as a regular figure, well, he's got the best ab crunch so far. He's got good waist swivel. His thigh rotation is nice and easy. Got good double jointed knees, calf rotation. Because he is a Build-A-Figure, some of these pieces are meant to be put together by regular people and not machines. So if you're bending the knees a lot, actually, I found his legs can pop off pretty easy, just like that. So don't worry if it falls off. You didn't break it. They're meant to be put on real easy, just like that. Yeah, he's got good ankles. Good swivel there. Little tiny peg holes. But yeah, that's it for the articulation. He's a Build-A-Figure. He comes out as his own. He doesn't have any accessories. Not that he really needs any. I kind of wish the tendrils might be removable, just so you can maybe get a cleaner look. But I guess with Monster Venom, he's not really meant to be like that. He's supposed to be a little more unhinged and tendrils all over the place. But I think you can get some pretty cool poses out of this guy. He's got a lot of emotion coming out of him. For his price, I got him for $40 Canadian. That's the price of most of these deluxe figures. No, actually, sorry. I got him for $60 Canadian. That's the going rate for the bigger deluxe figures. My Giant Man Build-A-Figure single release was also $60 Canadian. And he's going for about that price still on Amazon. So he's a pretty recent release. There's still a lot of them floating around. So you're not going to have to pay too much extra for him, which is good. Sometimes you actually get him. He's still sometimes on sale. So that's really good. So he's easy to get. And he's not too expensive, so he's a good buy in that regard. But yeah, I've done some pretty good pictures with him so far. They're on my Instagram. If you follow me, Darth Ponty, you'll get to see all of them and much more. So yeah, that's all I got to say about this figure. If you like the video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment if there's any figures you'd like me to review. Thanks.